reporting at the evaluation session. Back to you, Toastmaster Mashiro.
Thank you, Toastmaster Stefano. Second is our word master. Sorry, can I share again? I'm not able. I haven't received the agenda. I'm still trying to refresh my email, but I haven't gotten it. So sorry. May I?
Okay, it's me. Hi everyone. Good afternoon. I'm the White Meister today. Okay, and I was thinking about the word, to share this today. Was difficult. Hold on. Right. So I had a very rough day, and I was dealing with many rigid people today. So the word I chose today is rigid. Rigid has several meanings. The number one meaning is deficient in or devoid of flexibility. Rigid price control, a rigid bar of metal, rigid, stiff is one meaning. Also, well, inflexibility is an opinion, so you can use this word for a thing or a person. Firmly inflexible, right? Rigid disciplinarian, rigid control of the manufacturing process, rigid, firm. So rigid, rigidly, rigidness. Please use the word rigid in your speeches. Okay, and I'm gonna count those the number you use the word. Okay, thank you very much. Back to you, Mr. San.
Thank you, Toastmaster Miyaki. So our word of the evening is rigid. I'll try not be rigid while I struggle with not having agenda and not be prepared for the meeting. Anyways, moving on to our all counter. So I think our counter is Toastmaster Rie.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Mashiro. As an counter, I will listen and count filler words such as an and as well as some overused words, including but, so, and you know. So I will also take note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rie. Next, we have our timer. Toastmaster Kuno, can you please describe your role?
Sure. So time management is crucial when it comes to Toastmasters activities. I will be showing these color signals as you speak. So green is when you've hit the minimum amount of time for your allocated speech. Yellow is in the middle, and red is when you need to wrap it up within 30 seconds. The speeches today are all 5 minutes to 7 minutes, so it's 5, 6, 7. For table topics, it's 1 to 2 minutes, so it's 1 minute, 1 minute and a half, and 2 minutes. And for evaluations, it's 2 minutes, 2 minutes and a half, and 3 minutes. Okay, good luck. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kono. I vote counter. The rule is we'll vote for the best speaker and evaluator and table topics speech. Please send it to the chat box to me. Matsura, if we can just quickly test to see if all okay using the chats. I appreciate it. Can you just a quick message to me? Okay. So we should be okay. Finally, our photo talk for tonight is Mr. Stefano. Can you please describe your
Okay. Sure. As the photographer, I'll be taking a picture at the end. If anyone does not want their picture taken, please send me a private message. And I'll make sure to remove your photo. But other than that, yeah, please stay pretty for the photo session. Back to you, Toastmaster Mashiro.
Thank you, Master Stefano. Okay. I think we can now begin the first section of the meeting, which is prepared speech session. We have three speakers tonight, and first speaker will be Toastmaster Naito, and the evaluator for his speech will be just a second, Toastmaster Liaraki. Toastmaster Lie, will you please introduce
Toastmaster
yourself?
Shia.
Oh, I'm
Shia.
sorry. Okay. The value is Toastmaster Shia. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay. So Toastmaster Shia, can you please explain the objective of Toastmaster Naito's speech?
Sure. Toastmaster Naito will be doing project number 2, which is basically the purpose of his speech is for him to demonstrate that he has applied the feedback received from his first speech. So the feedback that he received was to have a more effective use of his speech title, better body language, and lastly, a much more engaging speech, which engages the audience. So these are the 3 feedback that he received. That's all. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shia. Okay, then if Master Naito is ready with his speech liberation, please go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, so the title of my speech is Liberation, and the time of my speech is between 5 to 7.5 minutes. And this is, by the way, this is my project number 3, I think. Project number 1 is Icebreaker. Project number 2 is Evaluation and Feedback Part 1, and this is Part 2. So I believe this is the 3rd one. Okay, well, according to a survey by a major marketing company, the percentage of people who send New Year's greeting cards has been declining every year. Most recently, the percentage was around 52%. So about a little more than half the people in Japan. Well, I happen to be within that 52%, the slim majority. And I do send New Year's greeting cards to my friends, to relatives, old colleagues, and so on. By the way, the rest of the people, they do send greeting cards, but by email or by line messages or by whatever other electronic means, not by a postcard. And I often write to these postcards, let's get together this year. We really have to get together and go out for a drink. Now, how many people write things like that? I'm sure many of you do. Okay. Now, there are many people that I haven't really met, even though I write these messages because of the COVID situation that started, around 2020. But now the vaccination, most people are being vaccinated, and many of the rigid restrictions on traveling, restaurants, meeting people have been relaxed. So I'm sure many of you have plans that you put on hold. I call it the post-COVID to-do list. Meeting people, going out and seeing friends, and all these things. So if all of these rigid restrictions are removed, will you be ready to do all the things that you put on hold? Go through the list of the post-COVID to-do list. Will you make an effort to meet the people that you have sent your New Year's greeting cards and said, let's meet and go out for a drink? Will you travel to faraway places? Will you do the activities that you researched and you decided, I'm going to do this when COVID is over? Well, fellow Toastmasters, the pandemic will end someday, and all these restrictions will be gone. We will be free from these restrictions. But I believe this is a good time to really look and see if we really want to do these things. Do we really want to do this? Or did we put on the list because we feel obligated to do? Look deeply into your mind and see if you want to really do these things from your heart. Maybe that people that you said, let's go out for a drink someday, you won't see them even after COVID is gone, because these were just, pleasantries, just hollow messages. You wanted to write something on your New Year's greeting card rather than just send a blank message. Well, during the Golden Week, so that was about maybe 3 months ago, I finally decided to meet people that I haven't met for 2 years. I had lunch with a husband and wife at a very airy and well-ventilated restaurant in Tokyo. Before the COVID situation, I used to see them every few months to celebrate each other's birthday, go out with mutual friends, and so on. So it was a strange feeling to see them after 2 years. Oh, these people, I finally meet them in person. Although I talk to them on the phone from time to time. These people are in front of me, real people. Yes. The restaurant was next to a river. It was a table, we had a table right next to a window with a nice view of the river. It was a sunny day. The climate was nice, and I felt a breeze on my cheeks. I didn't have a mask at that time. I removed the masks, and we were so often used to covering our faces, and the wind doesn't touch our skin. I was feeling the nice breeze from the river, and I felt liberated. I felt free from these restrictions. The frustration due to this uncertain situation was like a cloud hanging over my head. And I felt like this imaginary cloud has been partially lifted, and the world looked a little brighter. It was a very, very nice feeling. Well, I believe that we should take the time to understand if our restrictions are external or internal. If they are external, like some regulations, then there's not much choice but to follow them. But if they are internal, all we have to do is change our mindset. So let's think, for example, wearing masks. These are external restrictions. But now the experts are telling us that if we are outside, we don't need to wear these masks. There's very little risk. So I stopped wearing masks when I'm walking outside. But I see many people still wearing masks. I would say probably about 90%. Why do they do that? Because maybe they feel they don't want to be different. They are restricted by their internal restrictions. Well, I have decided to remove my mask because I realized that there are no external restrictions and I'm free from the internal restrictions. And it's a great feeling. I felt free and liberated from my internal restrictions. There are many such things. Let's take a look and spend our time doing things that we really want to do and not be restricted by things that we feel we have to do it because of obligation or because we have to conform to others, not because we want to do. That way, I'm sure your mind and body will be liberated. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naito. Can we take a minute to of silence for feedback and comments?
The feedback sheet is in a Google form in your chat box. Stefano has just posted. One minute up.
Thank you, Mr. Kano. The second speech today will be by Toastmaster Asiya. And Toastmaster Stefano, can you please explain the objective of Kasiya-san's speech?
Sure. Thank you. Toastmaster Kasi's speech is part of the evaluation and feedback project. And today's speech is his first speech, so I will be providing some feedback that he'll look into incorporating and delivering in a second speech. Back to you, Toastmaster Mashiro.
Thank you, Toastmaster Stefano. Here is Toastmaster Kasiya with conditional love. Unconditional love, Toastmaster Kasiya.
Sorry, there's been a update. So the correct apologies. There was a change in the title. So the correct title, apologies, is "A Man with His Wings." A Man with His Wings.
Okay, thank you. Here is Toastmaster Kasiya with Man with His Wings. A Man with His Wings, Toastmaster Kasiya.
Thank you. My second speech, and this is going to be a first time. So anyways, have you seen Top Gun 2, The Maverick? If you haven't seen it, you should go to see it. Anyways, have you ever want to become a pilot? I did when I was a kid. So did my father. My father is 87 years old man, still actively playing golf. He told me that once when he was young, he wanted to become a pilot, and he was studying to become a pilot. As a matter of fact, he bought the airplane, a small engine airplane, with a bunch of his friends, and he flew to Hokkaido around the trip back to Japan, back to Saitama. Anyways, maybe a lot of people used to think of the possibility to become the pilot, but most of them didn't pursue that career. One day, I teach English to adults, and one day, there was a student, one of my students. He speaks English perfectly, and he's been talking to other people before the class. And he started talking to me, and I realized that, oh, this guy, he is very old, looks very old. And I asked him, what year you were born? And he said, I'm 95 years old, and I used to be a pilot of Japanese Imperial Army. And I graduated from the Japanese Imperial Army Academy to become a pilot. And I'm like, wow, I have never had any chance to talk to the guy like him. And he kept talking to me about his experience. And it was so interesting. And I'm going to share with you some of those stories. He was a pilot, and his airplane was called Diner. That was the, I didn't know about the airplane, so I looked it up with the internet, and it came out. It's called Dyna. That was the fastest airplane before the Zero Fighter came out. And he was a pilot of that airplane. And he told me that he used to fly from Manchuria to Russia for spy survey, which was very interesting. And he told me that before the war started against the United States, we didn't think that the war is going to start with against the United States. We thought the enemy is always Russia, not even China, but Russia. And the story goes, his experience with the aviation, and sometimes he came across the Russian airplane, and they, fought. They start the battle, and then he told me that she shut down so many airplanes. He and his navigator shut down so many airplanes. Well, the one day I had a chance to talk to him in person, and I had 2 hours, so I kept listening his story. And after he survived from the war, he became a U.S. Navy officer, tentatively officer, to test the U.S. Navy airplane, and he flew all different kinds of airplane. And then he told me he flew from all over the United States, and he flew Europe and even Middle East area, so many places. And he goes, I had so many different kinds of incredible experiences that you guys never imagined. And he said, the life with the aviation is the most incredibly valuable thing that in his life. And he learned from so many things from that experience. And he goes on. He never stopped talking. And I go back to the English class I have. I asked the student, have you ever been to Norwegian country, Norway? And this guy, his name is Tab. He is the only one raised the hand. And the rest of them didn't even have a chance to go to Norway. And he told me, I asked him, when did you go to Norway? He said, it was 1935. No, it was 1939, because we were allied with Nazi Germany, and the Norway was under occupation of Nazi Germany. And everybody else in the class couldn't even catch up with his story. And anyways, he flew so many places that we could ever imagine. He didn't fly in a commercial airplane, but he piloted his airplane to fly to so many places. And I realized that, wow, I haven't experienced anything yet. So I should go abroad and I do more. I want to experience more. And young people, especially young people, should go abroad and experience more. Okay. I will revise my speech, and it's gonna be better speech, and then get back to you, Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kasuya. Let's take a minute for our of silence for comments and feedback.
Sorry, it's very disorganized, but it's gonna be better.
Okay, 1 minute is up.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kano. The third speech today will be Toastmaster Tiji. And the evaluator of his speech is Toastmaster Kono. Toastmaster Kono, please use the objective to John's speech.
Certainly. Toastmaster Tejima's project is the second project of the presentation mastery path, evaluation and feedback of first speech. So he's to present the speech on any topic, receive feedback through the evaluation, and then incorporate that into the next speech. Back to you, Toastmaster Libu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kono. Here is Toastmaster Tejima with a good thing to be an early adopter. A thing to be an early adopter, Toastmaster Tejima.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. May I ask you a question? Are you an early adopter or a late majority? And it is a marketing term of how early you embrace new technology or new product. And early adopter is a person who purchase new products before most other people do. And the late majority is a person who adopt new products after the majority does. I know it is not easy to say that I am an early adopter or late majority because it should be depending on the case by case. My case, for example, when it comes to Apple products, I am probably late majority. I started to use iPhone when the iPhone 3G came out, and I bought Apple Watch 3 months ago. And then I started to use MacBook 3 years ago after 20 years as a Windows user. However, when it comes to eye surgery called LASIK, I'm an early adopter for sure. By the way, the LASIK is the laser surgery to improve your eyesight if you have a Kingan or Kinshi, short-sightedness. The time I took LASIK was year of 2000, 22 years ago. There's no one take LASIK surgery around me. Only few famous people I know on TV took the surgery. I think there are two biggest reasons that most people did not take the LASIK surgery. Number one, there may be a certain risk of losing eyesight or maybe no improvement if the surgery goes wrong. Number two, expensive. How expensive it was? 60万円, 5,000 USD at that time for both eyes. I was short-sighted and my eyesight was very bad. The measurement system for eyesight, we call it visual acuity in Japan. My eyes were 0.05 or below. for both sides. Converted into US measurement, 20 by 400. So my short-sighted life started when I was 7 years old, second grade of elementary school. I was obsessed with playing Nintendo Game Watch, which is Nintendo Switch nowadays. That caused my eyesight shorter and shorter. Since then, I wear glasses. It was very thick and heavy. I didn't like to wear it. Contact lenses was not very common at the time, and doctor did not even recommend to wear it at young age. So even though I started to wear contact lenses when I was in junior high, but it was still expensive and not disposable. It was easy to lose it, easy to break it, and easy for me to forget to take it off before going to bed. Then I got my eyes dry with regrettable feeling and all the time, so I hated it. Therefore, LASIK surgery is what I have been dreaming of for a long time, more than 15 years. When LASIK finally came out to my life, the only matter is how much does it cost? One day, my mom got some interesting news from her friend. That was an option to take LASIK surgery in Bangkok, Thailand. What do you think? It was 22 years ago. Almost no one took LASIK surgery in Japan. Would you like to be the first person to take it in Bangkok? All my friends said no, and they didn't encourage me to take LASIK in Bangkok at all. So after I spent time to research by internet, but it was 22 years ago, internet was not as common as nowadays, and there were not a lot of good information. But what I found was Thailand has more success case than Japan at a time for LASIK surgery. And the cost is very cheap. 13万円, only 20% of what it costed in Japan. So instead of listening to all my friends' advice, and I just bought a ticket straight away to Bangkok. There's an interesting story behind the scene of what was going on to me about LASIK surgery in Bangkok. But long story short, the surgery went successful and my eyesight improved immediately, and I have maintained my great eyesight with 1.5 visual acuity for both eyes since then for 22 years. I don't have to worry about contact lenses and glasses anymore. By the way, I am wearing glasses now, but no lenses. So I just enjoy it for fashion. So let me conclude. For me, to be an early adopter is to take risk. As long as you spend your time for your own research and believe that you can take risk and you will not regret, then it is worth being an early adopter. That is end of my speech. Thanks for listening. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tejima. Toastmaster Kono, will you please? Sorry. 1 minute for feedback and comments.
minutes up.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kono. If you can go on to give us the time report.
Sure. Toastmaster Naito, 7 minutes and 12 seconds. Toastmaster Kasuya, 7 minutes and 28 seconds. Toastmaster Tejima, 6 minutes and 43 seconds.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kono. So everyone, all of the speakers are eligible for voting. If you could please send me your votes through the chat box.
Okay, please encourage the visitors and ask and tell them how to vote.
So if you could vote for either Toaster Naito, Toastmaster Kasuya, or Toastmaster Tejima to the chat box. Please send it to Mashiro Matsura.
We're going into the break, so you can call for the break.
Okay, I was just going to think if one other person was going to vote, but I guess since we're pressed for time, we should take will it be 5 minutes or maybe 4 minutes? So 7:20. If that's okay. Okay. So quick 4-minute break. Yeah.
Matsuya-san. Matsuya-san. 浦さん、
はい。
ちょっと音が、松浦さん、今ちょっと喋ってみて。
エコーするんですよね。私どうしたらいいか、何が問題かがわからなくてですね。
一回ちょっと今待ってる間にログアウトしてもう一回ログインしてみたらどうかな。なんかね、喋ってるのが二重に聞こえてるんです。
はい。一回消して、もう一回入ってます。すいません。ありがとうございます。もう一回足してみてもいいですか？
ちょっと喋ってみて。Hello?
はい。まだ押してますか？
It's much better.
Maybe it's better. Yeah. Okay, let's try this.
Okay, I'll try to. I'm having some issues with WebEx these days. I used it in a panel, in a seminar the other day, and it didn't work. So I need
Compatibility
to.
with the mic and maybe.
Yeah, let me try to figure it out. The next couple of weeks, be the next meeting.
Does it happen on Zoom too?
No, this is the
No.
first time.
Mm.
Hmm.
Because you're using loudspeaker.
A what?
Maybe if you use headphone, it will be better probably.
Oh,
Maybe.
okay. So I cannot connect uh my Mac, not MacBook, but Mac Mini to the to a compatible headphone right now. But I'll try to get a phone so the next time I don't cause this trouble.
Sounds like a dance music.
Huh?
Sounds like a remix dance music.
I'm so sorry, and it's my voice too, and not some exciting singers. Okay, well, sorry, 1 minute late here. Let's see. So now we'll go to the section of our meeting, which is the topics section. Our welcome our table topics master Toastmaster Miyawaki. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello again, everyone. Good afternoon. So I'm the table topic master, and as a table topic master, I will give you a topic for you to make a short speech from 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, and that will give you the opportunity to use your skills to speak on your feet. You know, in other words, impromptu speech. Okay, so let's have fun. And it's summer, so my topic today is related to summer. You know, it's not difficult topics, but makes you think, right? Okay, and today almost everybody has a role or two. So okay, if you are appointed for the maybe like third roles, don't complain, just enjoy. Okay, all right. So my first topic is related to summer. Please tell us about your childhood summer memories. Please tell us about your childhood summer memories. And this topic goes to the first speaker has to be, okay, our president, Toastmaster Rie Araki. I know you are a general evaluator, but try this one. Please tell us about your childhood summer memories.
Thank you, Toastmaster Takamiyawaki. Okay, my childhood summer memory. When I was in elementary school, I used to go to Okinawa many times during summer vacation because I have relatives there. And I went camping with my cousins in the north part of Okinawa, where there is a mountain and ocean. So I did camping there many times. So one night, I disguised as a ghost, and then I was waiting on the road, and my cousin was watching me. So there was many cars passing by me, and I was trying to be a ghost to be seen as a ghost by the driver of the cars passing me by. And it was really dark on the road. There's no lights at night. And I was like sitting in the road at the side of the road, and then many cars passing by me. And I know my cousins were watching me, but I was sitting alone on the road. So I was disguised as a ghost, but I got really scared myself. So I could only stay there for like 10 minutes. And then I just called out to my cousin, just help me. And I got scared. So that was like my good childhood memory, summer memories. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I can see, yeah, you made us see the scene. Like, oh, I'm scared. Okay, thank you very much. And nice to go to Okinawa. Right. Okay. Thank you very much. The second topic is, yeah, this is some, everybody has favorites too. Please tell us the foods that you recommend for summer. Tell us what you recommend for, the food you recommend for summer. What do you eat in summer? And this topic goes to and somebody who's nodding. Anindra? Aninja? Sorry, how do I pronounce? Am I pronouncing correctly?
Yes, I'm India.
Aninja. Okay, tell us about the foods you recommend for summer.
Thank you.
Can you see the timer?
So, the food for summer.
Yep.
Okay. Probably you guys know kakigori. It is Japanese ice. However, since I came to Japan in 2012, I had a lot of friends coming from different countries, and one of my friends, actually Korean, he introduced me to bingsu. So it is basically similar as kakigori, but when you make kakigori, the ice was made by water. But the Korean kakigori or bingsu, the ice was made by milk. So it is a little bit different in taste. When you try to eat kakigori, you will feel quite fresh, right? And then it will, it will make you feel, oh, I want to eat more and more and sweet. But for um, this Korean kakigori or bingsu, it is more creamy. So it is between the normal ice cream and then the kakigori itself. So you will feel something more, how can I say, interesting taste in my first tasting for that, because it was my first time to eat that, and I was expecting, oh, maybe this is like ice cream, but it is not as cream as ice cream either. That's why if you have never tried kakigori from Korea, or it is called bingsu, you should try. It is very interesting. And you can just find it in some Korean restaurants in Japan, especially during summer. And my favorite one is the strawberry flavor for that. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nindra. Very good, very convincing short speech. Binsu. Is it a sweetened milk?
Yeah, it is sweetened milk, exactly. Yeah.
Sounds very tasty. Thank you very much. You gotta try. Thank you. Okay, probably the last topic. The last topic will be, if you have 1 month summer vacation, what would you do? If you have a 1 month summer vacation, what would you do? And this topic goes to Sato-san. You want to try?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. 1 month vacation, what would you do?
Well, if I had 1 month vacation, whole month, I would probably go to Bali Island. The Bali Island is located in Indonesia, and it's from something like 4 hours from Japan by airplane. And why I choose that island is because it's really, really nice. If you go there, of course, scenery and beaches, everything is really amazing. But what I like is the price of everything. For example, if you stay uh, at the, I don't know, like really nice hotel like Hilton and those kind of fancy hotels, um, it really doesn't cost much. And the foods there, if you go to like, um, I don't know, like food market, everything is less than $1 in US dollar. So if you have a little money, you can you can, spend time like you're a king or princess or something. And that's why I like about Bali or Indonesia. And if I have 1 month break, I would probably go to Bali Island. Thank you.
Thank you, Sato-san. Very good. Very good suggestion too. Bali. I didn't know things are that cheap in Bali. It sounds like more, expensive in the resort area. Thank you very much. Okay, can we have a timer's report, please?
First speaker, Toastmaster Rie, 1 minute 46. Second, Aninda-san, 1 minute 57. And third speaker, Sato-san, 1 minute 42.
Thank you very much. 146, 157, 142, all qualified. So please send Toastmaster Mashiro Matsura the best speaker. Sorry, I didn't say this at the beginning, but please vote for the best speaker. Rie-san, Ghost got scared in Okinawa. Aninja, Vinsu, Milky Vinsu, and Sato-san, Bali. Okay, please send the name of the best speaker to Toastmaster Mashiro Matsura. And sorry, while we're doing this, I'm going to give the control back to Toastmaster Mashiro Matsura. Thank you very much. Great speeches. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Miyaki. Okay, so going on to the final section of our meeting with the general evaluation. Today, Toastmaster Araki, our general evaluator. I hand over the mic to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Mashiro-san. So it's now time for the evaluation session of each prepared speech. So as a general evaluator, I will be observing the meeting and making notes and offering reports and general comments at the end of the meeting. Okay, so the first evaluator is Toastmaster Sia, who will give the evaluation of our first speech given by Toastmaster Ichiro Naito. So please welcome Toastmaster Sia.
Toastmaster Naito, thank you for sharing this and informative and entertaining story. It has a great message. I mean, it was thought-provoking because you talk about external and internal restrictions, which I find very well thought-provoking. So I'm going to speak about the feedback that you receive. So my evaluation revolves these 3 points: the title, your body language, and the audience engagement. So speaking about the title, you chose Liberation. Liberation, the title was great because it describes perfectly the situation. But is a rigid word. And it will help that you have definitions or more examples, explanations after you say the word liberation. For example, you can say, because you mentioned, I was liberated from the external restrictions set. And maybe you can continue by saying, I felt free from the shackles of following the social norms, for example. So after you give the word liberation, make another sentence which use a simpler words so that you can make sure that all the audience understands the meaning of your speech title. The second one is the body language. I congratulate you that in the sense that you make your speech standing up. By doing that, it offers you a lot of mobility. You can move around and can do more actions. But saying that, I think you did not use as much as you can, because I only saw that you do emphasis doing this way. But then again, your speech is a storytelling style, so it may be difficult to incorporate body language by enumeration. So the only way that I can think of is reenacting some scenes in your speech. Since it's a storytelling style, maybe you can reenact. For example, I can't believe that the friend that I was meeting was just right in front of me. I was almost tempted to touch to see whether he's real or not. So maybe you can incorporate that in your speech. And last but not least is the audience engagement. And you incorporate that midway by giving out questions to the audience. What I would suggest that you can do better is that you can engage throughout the speech by giving a question at the opening, midway, or maybe even the ending. So you don't, by being engaging throughout, you make sure that the audience follow throughout. So all in all, it was a great speech, and I hope you can explain your title, have better body language, and better engagement in the audience in your future speeches. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sia, for a well-structured evaluation. So our next evaluator is Toastmaster Stefano Supilo, who will give his evaluation of our second speech given by Toastmaster Atsushi Kasuya. So let me hand it over to Toastmaster Stefano Supilo.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raki. And thank you, Toastmaster Kasuya, for your speech. Indeed, a man with wings. And that's the image I had at the end. I really like Toastmaster Kasuya's speech, but this is also a feedback project. So I will be firstly explaining 2 points that I really liked about Toastmaster Kasuya's speech. And I will also be providing 2 points to help him incorporate in the upcoming speech. The first point that I really liked was, and this is not just for this speech, but other speeches that Toastmaster Kasuya provided, is the enthusiasm when he talks about someone or an event. And this time he talked about a person who spoke to him and had a big impression. So I think as Toastmaster Kasuya was going through the speech, he was enunciating some words, but I don't think he was paying attention particularly to the body language or vocalizing. I think it was a really genuine admiration and enthusiasm about meeting this person, and he really wanted to communicate that to us. I'm trying to imitate him a bit, but that's the image that I got. So genuine enthusiasm and passion conveyed very well. So that's something that I liked. The second point that I liked was obviously Toastmaster Kasuya hasn't had as much time to prepare the speech, and there were some parts where he paused a bit, but that doesn't mean that he kind of thought, oh my God, what am I going to say? He always kept it cool, and then he just resumed. So that's, I think, a very great learning outcome, especially for new Toastmasters who are trying out the speech. Don't be fearful. He concluded at the end saying, "Oh, I can improve the structure," and he gave away a bit that he wanted to work on it. But his speech really gave me a great lesson that, and I really believe in the philosophy where you just put things together, try them out, improve them. I think that's how we learn, and his speech did that. If I were to share a couple of suggestions, which I think could really make your speech powerful, the first one is adding some descriptive language. So you mentioned about TED, you mentioned about the diner airplane, which I think should have a very important part in your speech. Was it a big metal piece? I don't know. Is it something really powerful and maybe I would use? I didn't quite get an image of the plane, and I think you can do the same for people. I think it might be a bit hard because it depends on your conversation, but who cares? Make it up. Make up your own idea of what the object or person looks like. Add more details, make it more descriptive, and that'll be good. The second piece of advice is hook. So you shared your most important message, in my opinion, at the end, which is the freedom. The plane gave you idea that you want to do more, you want to be free. Maybe at the beginning, you started strongly with the question, but I think you can connect that. I hope the feedback point was helpful, but overall, a great speech, and I look forward to your second improved speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Stefano, for your thorough evaluation.
Thank you.
Thank you. So,
Okay, yeah, Toastmaster Rie, can I interrupt a moment? Yeah, the guest, Anidia, has to leave in about 10 minutes. So maybe we can ask him for a short comment of the meeting before he leaves.
Okay, so let me ask Anidia for his comment for today's meeting.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Rie, and thank you very much for everyone here. This is my first time of meeting you guys in this Toastmasters, and then also this is my first time having the chance to join the Toastmasters meeting. Overall, from me, everything was very nice, and everything was even like beyond my expectation. I see that if I join this, in the future, I can really improve my speech, I can gain my confidence, and I can get some very constructive feedbacks from everyone. So I think this is very, very good opportunity for me if I can join this. So yeah, I will definitely contact Ichiro Naito-san again, and then I would like to ask him for his support how to join this Toastmasters. And yeah, thank you very much again, everyone. So I have to leave in several minutes after this. Kindly continue your speech, and then I will just leave this room by 7:50. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry
you.
to interrupt again, and thank you very much, Toastmasters here. Can we take a picture because whilst we have the pleasure of having you? Is that okay? Sorry to hijack this part. So anyone who doesn't want their picture taken, please turn your video off. Otherwise, I will go ahead and otherwise, please use the T. T for TokyoMidtown. Okay. Okay. Everyone, stay sexy. Okay. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Anidia, for joining us today. And please come back again and please join our club. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. So let's move on. So our last evaluator today is Toastmaster Dice Kono, who will give his evaluation of our third speech given by Toastmaster Yuma Tejima. So Miss Toastmaster Dice Kono, floor is yours.
Could someone take the timer, please? Possible?
I can do it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Tejima-san. Okay, thank you. Right. Okay, well, Toastmaster Tejima, I've been waiting for your speech for a long time, and finally we got it. I think it was 2 years. I'm really satisfied now. So congratulations on completing your second speech in 2 years. Okay, wow, a good thing to be an early adopter. That was really thought-provoking speech, actually. Let me give you at least 3 points that I really, really liked about this speech, and then maybe 1 point that I could suggest for improvement. The first thing I really liked about it is the way you engaged with the audience. Now, you open with the question and use the key phrases. Are you an early adopter or a late majority? So that really sort of grabbed my attention. And also, during the course of the speech, you also ask questions like, so what do you think? So just kind of throwing those phrases in and keeping us engaged. Number two, your hand gestures, right? You were pretty close to the camera. You used your hands very actively. And I also noticed that you used a prop, your fake glasses. So all that is nonverbal delivery, and that was really very effective, like a YouTuber. And the third thing I liked about this speech overall is the structure. So you opened with by defining the concept, and there are two opposing concepts, right? Early adopter, late majority. Gave some small example of the first, but you really wanted to talk about the second, the early adopter, and then the whole story was your personal story about an episode, your LASIK, and that really drew me into that entire story. So very good construct. So what could we improve on this speech? So I think it's the message itself. It was good that, okay, you tied it back to the title. It's a good thing to be an early adopter. So it's pretty clear that your LASIK was an early adopter example, and you really explained that why it was beneficial for you to jump on that. But am I convinced? I'd really like to have other examples of early adoption to convince myself that early adoption is really good. Or another way to do it is to give me a good example of why it was not good to be a late majority person. So you said a little bit about the iPhone, but I wasn't sure why you felt that why that makes an early adoption a better strategy, if you know what I mean. So that might make it more convincing. Otherwise, it'll be just a story about your LASIK, and that would be a waste, because I think you want to say something about the benefit of being an early adopter, right? But overall, I really enjoyed the speech. I think you're really a great presenter, and I'm looking forward to your next speech. Thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster Rie.
Thank you, Toastmaster Daisukono. So thank you all for your evaluation today. So may I have timers report for each evaluation, please?
Sure. So the first evaluator, Toastmaster Sia, is 3 minutes 30 on the dot. Second evaluator, Toastmaster Spilo, 3 minutes 25. And the third evaluator, me, Tejima-san?
3 minutes 30 seconds.
3 minutes 30. Okay, great. So there we go.
Thank you, Toastmaster Daisukono. Okay, now so please take a moment to cast your vote for the best evaluator tonight and pass and send your name to Toastmaster Mashiro through chat. Thank you. Okay, so meanwhile, let's have each role taker's report. So first of all, let me ask Toastmaster Stefano Sapilo to give a grammarian's report, please.
Okay, thank you. So there weren't many grammatical mistakes. The only some issues I heard was rare occasions where members were talking about a past event and using the present. So like I can't remember the exact phrase, but yesterday I played. But please use a past tense, or if you're using talking about a specific moment, yesterday I played or yesterday I was playing. So please pay attention to the verb when you're talking in past tense. But other than that, I only picked up great expressions. Toastmaster Naito is a speaker, so post-COVID to-do list, I thought it was interesting. Well-ventilated restaurant, like a cloud hanging over my head. So these are all very good descriptive expressions that are very that expand the vocab and also paint a good picture. Early adopter, had to make it on the list since it was a very good theme. I do like the word early adopter. And yes, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, I wasn't too rigid in my grammatical evaluation. I need to sneak it there. Back to you, General Editor.
Thank you, Toastmaster Stefano Spillo. Next is Wordmeister. Report.
Yes. Okay. At the beginning of the meeting, I was thinking of the table topics. So sorry, I wasn't paying full attention. But I caught Masuro-san said once, Shia said once, and Stefano just did. And did anybody use it? Oh, Naito-san, that's right. Yes, I heard that. Anybody else?
Use it 3 times, I think. 2-3 times, Naito-san.
Yeah. Sorry. Rigid. Okay. So for review, thank you very much for using the word of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Taka Miyawaki. And I am the art counter, so I will give a report. So, Naito-san, no filler words. Kasuya-san, 3 R's, 1 A, 1 1 you know. Tejima-san, 1 R. Mashiro-san, 3 R, 5 Miyawaki-san, 1 R. Ani-san, he's not here anymore, but 1 R, 3 and 1 you know. And myself, a lot of R's, a lot of I wasn't counting, but I know. And Sato-san, 3 R's, 3 and 1 you know. And Sia-san, no filler words. And Stefano-san, 3 A. And Toastmaster Dice Kono, 1 6 Okay, that's my end of my report. You? So I'll make my general evaluation short. So today's meeting started a little bit, several minutes past 6:30, but amazingly, about to finish in time. So good job, everyone. It's good to have 3 prepared speeches and 3 guests today. And under the lively atmosphere and very, without no rigid atmosphere. And thanks to Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Mushira, for such a smooth facilitation as usual. And tabletop topic master and Taka Miyawaki, Toastmaster Taka Miyawaki, thank you for great topics related to summer. The topic was very seasonal, and I think everyone enjoyed it. And I think we conducted this meeting with a quite a small crowd today, but many people took a double role today, and all in all, the meeting went smoothly, and we were able to, finish it successfully. So that's my general evaluation. So let me hand it back to Toastmaster of the evening, Mashiro-san.
Thank you, Toastmaster DA. Now we will go to the award ceremony. And so I'll share with you first the best speech. Toastmaster Jima, congratulations. You're the best speaker tonight. Yes. And best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Stefano. Oh, congratulations. And table topics master goes to Toastmaster Araki. Araki. Congratulations. And yes, and I think before I pass it to the president, we'll have Chia-san as a quick comment for feedback as the guest. And then we'll ask Sato-san. Can we with Chia-san?
Yes. So should I ask for any club business? No club business from anyone.
Maybe
Okay.
if I may suggest, I have a few items I want to share. In terms of the order, would it be okay for us to have guest comments first in case they want to log off, and then we'll do club business and start with. Thank you.
Sure. So let me have Sia-san, Toastmaster Sia, to provide your comments for today's meeting.
Thank you. I think this is my third time to join Tokyo Midtown Toastmasters regular meeting. And it's always refreshing to hear stories and speeches from other members. And today as well, I really enjoyed today's speeches. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sia-san. Please come back and visit again. Okay, so and another guest, Matthew Sato-san. Any comments from you?
Yes, last time I joined here and I felt my speaking level was not enough because everyone was so good. So I've decided to come here again to make sure. And I'm currently changing the job role at the moment, so it's probably gonna be in a few months, but I would like to join the club. And so yeah, I reach out to Yuma-san to ask details to join this club. So I look forward to seeing you guys very soon.
That's a wonderful news. Thank you, Mashu-san, Sato-san, for joining our club. We are looking forward to meeting you again. Okay, so back to you, Stefano-san, for club business.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Araki. So maybe if guests are more than welcome to stay, we will have a club business and our club officer installation ceremony. But if you need to log off, please don't feel like you need to stay. So I have two announcements. So the first one is relating to the club officer training. We obviously have Toastmaster Dice Kono, who is a Division J director. So Toastmaster Dice, feel free to add to what I say. But okay, thank you so much for. We have finalized the date for our division's club officer training, which is going to be held on, as you can see on the screen, on the 7th of August, Sunday, 7th of August, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. The agenda you can see here. If you've attended past office sessions, it's similar to past year's format, where we'll have the breakout room in session 1 and session 2, so that members can speak in whatever in respective languages, and we'll all be coming back in the main room. This year we have a special guest, Mr. Mohamed Katani, who spoke. I'm not sure if you know the speech, The Power of Words. Personally, I listened to that speech, and that's kind of what made me join Toastmasters. So I'm very excited to hear from him, and I hope he also adds to the event. So yes, that's the announcement for. And I'd like to ask club officers if you can please register via the Google form. I'll also be sending out an email later on. Registration is mandatory, and for club officers, we do need you to kindly join for the DCP points. So if you're a club officer, please join. And if you are part of multiple clubs, you can join in one and have that count for both clubs. Toastmaster Kono, feel free to add anything.
Sure. No, you pretty much covered it. If you can't join this date, you are able to join any of the other dates. Other divisions are holding it on other dates. but you won't have the special speaker in the other dates. So great if you could join our date. We as a division, Stefano is actually the area director as well. Taka-san is the. You pretty much have all.
We got the full food chain in the club, so.
The whole district right here in your club. So it'd be great if you can join that day. So yes, we're looking forward to it.
Okay.
Back to you.
Thank you.
Well, Kono-san, that's a very cool looking flyer. Who made this?
It's well, I'll give you a hint. It's not me.
I'll give you a hint. It's I put the colors and my wife kind of like tweaked it because I have no sense, so I'll give credit where credit's due.
Wow.
It's my
yeah.
wife.
It looks great.
Thank you. May I also make a second announcement very quickly? So we don't have as many details confirmed yet, but in terms of, we are looking to conduct our evaluation contest in autumn. So more details to be shared out. And obviously, as VP of the club, I am very keen and I'd like to support all club members to enter the contest and do well. Last year, I felt very well supported by my predecessor, Toastmaster Dice Kono, who helped us do events for speakers and to really get us prepared. So I'd like to follow up on that legacy. So I'd like to, I'm also going to follow up separately, and maybe I'll send out a Google form with, I'll send out first a brief explanation of what this entails. Obviously, the material is based on what I've collected, and based on that material, if members can please review and let me know if you'd like to attend or if you'd like to attend as a helper. I'd like to gain as much feedback so that I can, with the help of other club officer, plan events that are aimed towards club members who would like to maybe attend the contest. Thank you. That's everything.
Maybe you can ask Taka-san to.
Yes, Taka-san, please.
Please
share.
Yeah, qualified.
What was that?
No, anything to add on the evaluation contest?
Oh no, no. Well, Stefan pretty much covered. But evaluation contest is just fun, and it's good to hear from other Toastmasters how they give their evaluations. And to participate in the evaluation contest, you don't need any preparation. Only the speaker needs preparation. You don't need. So feel free, just jump onto the opportunity to just try it. Yeah, let's have fun. Thank you.
Another benefit in a club if you volunteer to take a model speaker role is that you won't getting one valuation, but you're getting 3, 4, and many evaluations. So
that is very true. And every evaluation contest, the most benefit goes to the speaker. Yeah, that's very true. Thank you for pointing that out.
Remember that there's no limit. I mean, you don't have to have level 2 or anything, so anyone can actually join this contest. So we'll be giving you more details shortly.
Yep. Thank you.
So do we start with a club level, club area, and then division?
Just like any other contest, yes.
Mm.
If we have somebody who wants to be in the contest, of course, we'll start at the club level. We don't have to call it a contest. Just like it's just like the other contest. If we want to call it practice session or whatever, that's okay, as long as we the one person that goes to the area. Okay. Okay, so Ria-san?
Yes. So are we doing officer installation ceremony?
Yes.
Okay.
And for this, it's the area director. So who is the area director?
okay, so yeah, sorry if you have to hear my voice again.
Did we lose Stefano?
Hello?
Okay, now
Uh,
now you're back.
Okay. Let me, because I was sharing my screen. Let me see if it freezes when. Can you see my screen and hear me?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so today I'd like to install new officers, but before I do that, would the outgoing officers please stand up or raise your hand in this scenario? Okay. Okay, at this time you're discharged from all your duties and responsibilities, and thank you for your excellent service at this club. I'm here to install new officers of TokyoMidtown Toastmasters Club, briefly state their key responsibilities, and to remind them of the challenges that lie ahead. So if it was real life, we'd have officers line up from the Sergeant of Arms and President, but I'll try my best given it's a virtual environment. So we will have this gavel here. So as I'm calling different officers, please can you pretend that you're passing the gavel? So each officer, this is not role specific. I'd like to remind that each officer is obliged to, well, possibly attend monthly or regular club executive meetings, attend club officer trainings held twice a year. So that's the COT that I mentioned earlier, and prepare a successor for his or her respective offices. So now I'd like to start from each individual role. So first, the Sergeant at Arms, who is Toastmaster Dice Kono. So Toastmaster Kono, as a Sergeant at Arms, you will arrange the meeting location, maintain club equipment in working order, ensure that adequate club supplies are available, set up the room before meetings, make all relevant educational and PR material, make sure that all the materials are displayed, attend special equipment needs, greet guests, and help the president make sure that the meeting begins on time. Toastmaster Kono, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
I'll give him a round of applause. Thank you. Okay. Next, we'd like to move to our treasurer, and Toastmaster Mashiro Masura has kindly stepped up to take this role. So, Toastmaster Mashiro, you will, as a treasurer, you will keep financial records and prepare the club budget, announce when it's time for members to pay dues, explain that dues structure to members, collect the dues, very important, work with the secretary to ensure that the club submits dues promptly on time to Toastmaster International. Will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Okay, next we'll be moving on to Toastmaster Atsushi Kasuya, who is kindly taking the secretary role. Toastmaster Kasuya, as secretary, you will maintain an accurate membership roster and attendance, submit the new club officer list to Toastmaster International by June 30th, so that's a bit ahead, but I'm sure the time will come soon. Work with the treasurer to ensure that new member application and due get to Toastmaster International World Headquarters as soon as possible. Work with the treasurer to submit your club's renewal dues to Toastmaster International on time, and provide the club with minutes of each meeting. Toastmaster Kasuya, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Okay, the next is our Vice President of Public Relationship, or VPPR for short, who is Toastmaster Yuma Tejima. Toastmaster Yuma Tejima, as VPPR, you will attract visitors to the club through free publicity, or non-free, I think. Use a variety of means to promote the club in the community or organization. Enlist your club members in VPR activities, providing them with promotional materials and ideas for inviting guests. Toastmaster Tejima, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Okay, next, our Vice President of Membership, who is Toastmaster Ichiro Naito. Toastmaster Naito, as VPN, you will lead the club's membership building efforts to achieve the membership goal set by the club. while the VP, Vice President of Public Relationships, motivates people to visit the club, you motivate current members to invite guests, promptly give new member applications and due to Secretary and Treasurer, personally greet guests and provide them with guest packets, including membership application. Obviously, we've already seen all of this being done, so this is just formality. And a very important point is, which extends also to VPM, is you also have the responsibility to attend club area council meetings representing the club. Toastmaster Naito, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Okay. I'll read out what I'll be doing as VP quickly. So as VP, I'll gain commitments from members to set educational goals for themselves. So that means help you progress with pathways, but not limited to pathways, and ensure your educational goals are met. Aware that club members are aware of schedule of meeting goals, plan meetings, and assisting meeting goals. And this is my favorite part. So work with club members to keep meetings fun and well run. So with a special emphasis on fun, I'll try my best. Work with members to ensure you submit your educational awards. So if you complete your path, please send it over and I'll review and approve it so that we can acknowledge your progress and also remind that in the meeting. I also have the responsibility to attend our club and the area council meetings, and as the second highest ranking officer, should President, I won't spoil it, but we know Riaraki, be absent, I will also be starting the meeting. So as a VP, I like to commit to these goals and I look forward to working with the club officer team. Thank you. Lastly, last but not least, Toastmaster Araki, you have quite a lot of responsibilities as president. So, as president, it's your responsibility to establish a club climate that is supportive, stimulating, and rewarding to its members. This part is also important, and I wish I'd known it as club president in previous terms. So you have resources that are available for you. So you're not alone. You have your fellow club members here today. You have your club officer team. You have the club officer's handbook. You have the area director, who's a great guy, I heard, and the district director, who is a greater guy, I heard. You have your district, who are amazing people. You have all these resources who will guide you in doing a great job as president and lead us to continue being a successful club. So you hold the gavel here, your virtual gavel, as a symbol of the power and authority that's been given you as club officer. So, President Toastmaster Rie Araki, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will. I'll try my best.
Sure. Okay, by the authority vested to me as your area director, it is my sincere pleasure to declare these Toastmasters officers installed in their respective club officers. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefano-san. So this is the end of officer installation ceremony?
Yes, that concludes the officer installation ceremony.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So so maybe it's the end of the today's meeting, right? So thank you everyone for attending today's meeting, and I'd like to call the 154th meeting adjourned.
So it's been a bit long, but if club officers have 5 more minutes, can I ask members to stay behind? I'll try to be super quick. I have one item to check. That's okay.
Okay.
Club officers?
And Miyake-san, it would be great for you to club officers and above.
Club officers.
Which is pretty much everyone.
Yeah, that's everyone.
Okay, so I wanted to ask everyone's opinion. So I put his name in the chat. So I was looking at recent Toastmasters International evaluation winners. So this guy came up. His name is Kyle Mortag. He's based in Scotland, and he apparently is a world champion of public speaking, semi-finalist for the evaluation session. You can have a look at the link that I sent you to see. I mean, it is like pretty much like all in-your-face kind of evaluation, but he's happy to come to our club as a speaker. So I was wondering if it'd be okay for us to call him for our August meeting. And if we were to call him, he asked if we could do like a round robin to give him evaluation. So those are his conditions for him attending, and I want a club officer's opinion. But anyone?
Sure, we'll do it.
Okay, thank you. Obviously, he's a these seminars are kind of like his profession as well. So if we were to ask him to do an evaluation event, he'd charge, which might be a bit difficult. I spoke with Kono-san, and we already have a lot of very experienced evaluators in our district who might be able to do it for free. So maybe we'll just ask him to come as a guest speaker. But as VP for this club and area director, I'd like to maybe after the COT, maybe try and organize some kind of evaluation contest prep kind of event by looping in some members, so that all district members are fully equipped to be able to tackle the contest. So those are the thoughts.
While I have you, can I just check with Araki-san and Stefano that you got my email for the COT?
Yes, I received
I
it.
did.
Yeah, Araki-san, you got it too?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so at least my email, okay, so that list is working.
Mm.
So whenever you get anything from the district or division, or you could forward it to whoever it says to forward it to. Have you done that?
I haven't forwarded anything yet. I wanted to check with
Araki-san.
what's
So basically, as your president and VP, you get a lot of emails from the district, sometimes division, and normally it's only sent to you two. If it says to president and VP, it's you two. And then it either says send please forward to the entire club, or please forward to club officers. If it doesn't say that, you don't have to, but most often it's like that because we don't have a list of all the members. So usually we only send notices to the president and the VP, and we rely on them to forward it to the clubs. So if you can do that for this one and for future ones, yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
maybe I can discuss with Alex offline and see how we want to split or what's the best way, but we understand the requirement and we'll start circulating.
I mean, the easy rule of thumb is for the president to have president to do it in principle. But yeah, if you're away or something, then the VP can.
Okay, then I'll circulate. And then if I can't, then I'll ask Stefano-san to do it. Maybe?
Yeah, because VP has many other things to do, so I think that would be
Okay.
okay. So anything else? Is that it?
No, that's it. I appreciate everyone attending also for the award, and sorry, I know it's gone over time, and thank you again everyone for the help.
Thank you.
So well within time, actually. Oh, we did that. Okay. See you in 2 weeks' time.
Okay. Have a great evening. Good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.